Hello, I'm Danny, a service coordinator at the Regional Center here in Sunnytown, California. Throughout these 20 videos, we're going to talk about the HCBS final rule and what it really means to our vendors and the people we serve. You might ask why we are using animated stories. I'll let one of my colleagues explain.
Thanks, Danny. I'm Diva Johnson, Director of Community Development at Tri-Counties Regional Center, and as you may have guessed, the voice of Danny. I think at this juncture, in terms of implementation and compliance with the HCBS final rule, it's one thing for people to know what the requirements are. I think what's challenging, whether it be for providers, regional center workers, or individuals receiving services, is what it looks like when it's demonstrated. So the whole experience of compliance with the HCBS final rule, it's not about brick and mortar. The most important part about it is about experience and enhancing someone's quality of life. And through this animation project, we're able to demonstrate that for folks. So when I thought about animation, because I am not an animator, my first thought was, oh my God, how lucky that we have a board member who's a Hollywood producer. And so I reached out to Mark Wolf and pitched the idea and said, can you help us on a budget and deliver a quality product? And in true form and with excitement, he connected us with an awesome production team.
My name's Mark Wolf, and I am the president of the board of directors of the Tri-Counties Regional Center, and also the president of the board of directors of ARCA. But most importantly, I'm the father of somebody who is served by the Tri-Counties Regional Center. When Diva approached me to see if there was a way that we could put together an affordable and yet really high-quality animation project that could talk about the HCBS final rule, both to our vendor community and to the people that we serve, I immediately thought of Joe Sikta here, because my experience has always been in live action, and I really, really wanted this to be something that just knocked everybody's socks off.
Yeah, maybe that's too much jam.
Hi everybody, my name is Joe Sikta. I am an animation producer. I've been doing animation for 25 years, and I've worked at different studios in Hollywood, at Warner Brothers, where I did a number of Scooby-Doo movies, at Disney, where we did projects like Muppet Babies for Disney Junior, at Mattel, where I worked on Thomas the Train, and DreamWorks, where I got lucky to work on How to Train Your Dragon, the TV series. So when Mark brought this project to us, the first thing we did was dive into the world of the Regional Center and their programs and what the intention of these shorts was all about, which was to inform, to entertain. And so for me, it's been a grand adventure into a whole realm of wonderful people doing exciting work for our community. I immediately gravitated toward the mission and could see immediately that with the limited budget and scope that we had to work with, that this wasn't going to be a Disney production, but there was a way that we could do it that was economical, that was fun, that had a great snappy style, and that's a style called UPA, which is essentially a limited animation approach to production, where we have really fun character designs and really colorful and enjoyable production design and backgrounds, but it's this very stylistic and not a realistic approach whatsoever, but very cartoony and fun and designy. And so once we hit on that style and we were able to start working together with our writer, Tom Phillips, and our producer, Mark Baldo, who we brought in to bring this project to life, it was the perfect fit of the right talent, the right production approach, and the right project at the right time with the right folks.
It's a blark work of art.
These are really sitcoms. That's what they are. They're situational comedies. There are no bad guys. There's no villain. It's just a whole bunch of people in a situation trying to do the best they can.
And it wasn't about specific disabilities. It was all about character. And that just speaks to me, being an animation director and producer. That's my language.
Yeah, these aren't people with disabilities that happen to be living together and in situations. These are people in situations that happen to have disabilities. So we wanted to represent not only just all the different types of disabilities, but also the different types of workers and helpers and administrators and all these people, and how we're all really a team all together trying to come together to make the world a better place. You as a director, and like your background is extensive. I've watched everything you've ever made. Thank you for that. And in my writing were really great, but also we had members of the regional center in all of our meetings, from Mary Beth and Freddie and Diva, and they were experts in the field.
Yeah. I love the videos and the way they're turning out. I think they really stay true to the spirit of the HCBS funnel rule and kind of what we're really hoping for providers and people served by the regional center to really understand about these requirements and what is in it for them.
Yeah, I also, if I could add, because it really, Mary Beth, thank you so much for your participation in this. It's bigger than these videos just being available in LMS. It's what it makes possible for our provider community. So they're going to be available statewide. So this is learning that's going to be preserved, and people are going to have access to these quizzes to assist them in their understanding. And these videos are actually demonstrating what it looks like. So it's not just a box that people are checking off.
So Freddie and I worked with the writers, and we brought a number of stories to the table of based on our own experiences working with service providers and with people with disabilities. So one of the things I'm really pleased about with the writers team is that these stories are based on real people, real providers, real situations, and I think that's beautiful.
Sup, Venus? You got a sec?
Like, sure, Lorenzo. Why so gloomy?
Well, I love the day program, but I can do more.
I get it, dude. Let's find you something that's like pure Lorenzo.
In Breaking Bad, it was character first. Walt Jr. just happened to have cerebral palsy. And that's something that's so unique that we don't see in media a lot. Is a character that may have something, but that's not what makes that character who they are, what they can do. And we do see a lot more of like, oh, look at the disability and then look at the character and look what they're doing with that disability. And I think, like, look, however you want to look at it, representation, I think we're growing a lot in representation. But I think it's so important to just show these characters as what they are, and that's people that are complex with love and emotions that they want to be out there.
Don't you worry. I have the perfect PowerPoint for this situation.
You have a PowerPoint for pulling off a last-minute anniversary?
Buddy, I have a PowerPoint for everything.
Another very enjoyable part of this project for me was the casting of the voices for all these wonderful characters. We wanted to make sure we did voice several of the characters authentically.
I'm Andrew Verdi, the employment coordinator here at Tri-Counties Regional Center. We reached out to pretty much every service provider that has anything to do with the agency. 100 folks were interested in voiceover auditions, and then I was to work with them through an audition process that we developed with you guys, the producers. So it all came together pretty neat.
So in all my years in Hollywood, I've never been able to work with somebody who has a developmental disability. So when it came to casting, the first thing that we thought was that we were going to cast a wide net and try and have the most inclusive casting that we could. And the very best takes that came back were all from the regional center and people that had developmental disability. So we knew that we were going to be able to fish in a very rich pond.
It's not so much about having a mouth as much as learning how you use it.
Hi, my name is actually pronounced Nelly Navarrete Valle, and I'm playing the character Maya. I love animation. I'm watching not just animation on TV, I'm watching it through YouTube. I love just anything that's like moving pictures, you know. It was really fun. First of all, it was my first time being in a professional studio with like cameras and with soundproofing. So I got to be as loud as I want to, not in a cramped closet with like 5 other family members listening in on me. Sometimes I have a tendency of just doing my own thing, and I would love hearing an input from someone else telling me that they really like this, they want me to do more of this, and it was so helpful for me to get a better understanding of what the industry is like. I would love to see that same enthusiasm that I have for Maya shine through the animation. I would love to just see her just express herself and just march forward with all the plans that she has for the day and how she would want to help out her companions. It was thanks to my service coordinator that she was able to send me that opportunity in the first place. She's been looking out for me so much, especially looking for employment, because I've had a hard time feeling like I don't belong in the community. But the work that we're working towards, I feel like I do belong in the community. Feel like I can make a difference here, and I'm just very grateful for this opportunity.
Good job, Wax. Now sit. Well, to me, getting into this role was like one of the best opportunities I've ever had so far, and so it feels like a dream come true.
Davis was a pro from the beginning. He was just able to give us tons of different variations on the lines. Davis had completely researched all of the role. He had read his scripts. He had done his homework. He was fantastic. It was just like working with a pro right in Hollywood.
Wax will now perform a death-defying trick. Quick, hide under here.
It's been incredible to see Davis accomplish things that we never imagined possible. When we got the diagnosis of autism when he was 7, we just didn't know what lied in his future. And to see him grow so much and be pushed out of his comfort zone in an appropriate way and really learn tangible skills, and to see how they're really pushing him in his art talents and voice talents has been an incredible experience.
One character in particular, his name is Dexter in our series, and he is on the autism spectrum. The voice of that character, the first audition I heard, I knew immediately that was him. And coincidentally, we were also asked to see if there were any internships within the production schedule. And one of the people that I got a resume for, I really thought his stuff was great. His name was Alex, and I was like, this is great. And it turns out that that same person who was applying for the internship, also, I was casting as the voice of Dexter.
When I heard there was an opportunity to work on something in the field of animation, I just sort of jumped on it. What's great is that through the employment program, I'm actually getting paid a lot more than my job as a dishwasher, so that's probably good.
I know.
Okay, everyone out. Let's give them their privacy.
Exactly. HCBS.
As a production intern, I help with designing props and backgrounds for the show and organizing everything, going over the scripts. Yeah, it's really cool to see some of the stuff I've drawn be inserted into the animation. So while I was applying for the internship part of this project, I got a notice that I heard about there was an audition for this one character. He was an autistic Asian male who was into superheroes, and so I kind of felt like I had to, out of obligation, and so I auditioned for Dexter, and I kind of was surprised that I actually got it. I don't know. 40-year-old man, which is something I'm probably going to experience as a 24-year-old at some point in the future. Looking forward to that. And we're kind of similar in a lot of ways. We like superheroes, ramen. I've never actually tried grape soda. I guess I relate to him a lot.
On record, it's Barry White. What? I have layers?
It's anniversary time. Time to celebrate.
He's a 27-year-old guy with cerebral palsy that's a wheelchair user, Italian American, and kind of an artist, musician, and has a girlfriend, and trying to find his independence in his own way. You know, he lives with his mom his whole life, his family, and he's just kind of wanting more, like every young adult in their 20s does, that's lived in the same place for 20 years, right? It's like you want to find that adventure, and that's something that we still face, and not just on TV but in our society today, where you have individuals with disabilities that want to be part of society, that want to contribute to a job, and to feel that they contribute to their community, and volunteerism. And I think what we've done here is exactly that, showing someone that's wanting just more, and not because in getting it, but not because of their disability, but because they have the drive and the ambitions and the dreams to achieve those goals.
The people at Tri-Counties Regional Center are some of the best, most qualified, and most passionate people that I have met. And we are so lucky that they are dedicating a huge chunk of their lives to serving the community that my son is part of. And when I was able to bring in Joe and his top-level people from animation, what you really wound up getting is this extraordinarily high-level mixture of the regional center's mission and abilities to deliver services across the state with some of Hollywood's top animation people. And the result is pretty amazing.
At the end of the day, I hope that individuals and families watching this animated series feel inspired and hold us accountable. We have a responsibility to partner with them, to honor their choices, listen to their voices, and to help them live the lives they want to live. Anything you want to add, Danny? Remember, your planning team strives to be person-centered in all they do. And that person in the center is you.
Good job, Wax. Now sit. It's a blark work of art.